Through this platform, this wonderful gift will impact not only your life, but also the souls of countless others. Your giving will be the result of our prayers, and every one of you has a special position in God's larger plan. Take immediate action. You were made to do much more under God's tender care. Therefore, spread your benefits to exalt His kingdom. God bless you. Now see how each "no" you say turns into a drumbeat that calls your tribe. Your vibration resonates with souls who are ravenous for honesty. Attracted by the warmth of your pure intent, they huddle around your flame. Together, you create a constellation of honesty that shines brightly against their manipulative darkness. Your lone stance grows into a community of champions, all of whom are real examples of how bravery breeds friendship and how heavenly allegiance endures beyond earthly ties. Doors that used to slam in your face now open wide when you knock in your newfound sovereignty. Possibilities come to you like invited visitors, like tributaries merging into a powerful torrent. Resources come in swiftly, unabated, and predeterminedly. The cosmos now gives them confidence in what they earlier concealed out of fear. Your choice to choose God's calling above human acceptance is imprinted on every handshake you get. Remain steadfast in that conviction now and every day. Allow your soul to roar like a pride-filled lion. Let your voice echo like a triumphant trumpet. This is the victorious prelude to your best chapters, not the conclusion of your heavenly written novel. Seize the moment. The world yields to your level of trust. The divine is impatiently awaiting you to enter the full glory of your destiny, and the air itself hums with your promise. You are not one of the victims of their failure. You are the mastermind behind a breakthrough that others could never create. You cannot ignore your fate. Your influence is indisputable. You are unstoppable in your riches. Continue to walk. Continue to believe. Continue to shine. The finest is not yet here. It's already here, reverberating across your whole universe and pulsing through every cell of your body. If you sense God's presence, you may join the first selected ones and get the most significant revelations first by clicking the Join button below. You left their dilapidated pier and entered a canal of heavenly favor, your every step driven by invisible currents of blessing, like a lone beacon piercing coastal fog. That sluggish muck of half-truths and antiquated procedures is what you left behind, and the cosmos itself turned to make room for you the instant your foot hit solid ground. Your unclouded vision broke down every temporary barrier in those gloomy boardrooms where drab desires formerly predominated. The moment your new ideas lighted up the room, their mediocrity-streaked framework fell apart. You carried a wind of greater knowledge, one that promised wealth rather than poverty, while others clung to dilapidated designs and disintegrating ledgers. Imagine this. Invisible hands led you to springs of unadulterated potential as soon as you turned your back on an ancient, contaminated reservoir of unfulfilled promises. You stepped onto a runway of your own making, freed from their burdensome constraints of shoulds and can'ts, with the conviction that the Almighty was shifting unseen forces in your favor with each stride. Luke 6:38 wasn't all you did. Our roots are firmly established in God's global truth, much like those of the enormous oak tree. His might secures every action we do and every stance we choose, and the chance to share in that blessing is now being extended to you. This movement will come back to you 100-fold in abundance when you contribute $100 via the Super Thank You button. Your unwavering position was a beacon inviting like-minded souls home, not pride, like a lone tree looming over a field of saplings. They believed you would stoop to enter their cages of conformity, so they attempted to herd you through small gates. However, your chin rose, your shoulders straightened, and your will caused their flimsy barriers to collapse. Instead of just walking away, you broke the traditional script that said, "Fit in or be forgotten." Character always triumphs over obedience, and your leaving sounded like church bells on a Sunday morning. Pay attention, buddy. You start a sermon on the summit of your destiny when you don't compromise. Angels gathered behind you at the altar of breakthrough each time you refused to comply with their rules. Not only did you break free from their shoulds and supposed to assembly line, but you also sparked a surge of self-worth that illuminates every aspect of your vocation. Your departure wasn't a conclusion. It was the prelude of a symphony of authenticity that could never be composed by a policy handbook or spreadsheet. The magnificent reality is as follows. You became a summons for every tired traveler, still bound by uncertainty, when you refused to extinguish your spark for the sake of their shadows. Your confident demeanor was more powerful than any news release. They saw the divine call to steadfastly pursue your destiny in life. Thus continue moving ahead while announcing in plain language the powerful marvels encoded in your DNA. Now, your mere presence sends a strong message. True prosperity is built on an unwavering integrity. And in a kingdom founded on faith rather than fear, doors will open wide for anybody with the courage to maintain their ground. If you sense God's presence, you may join the first selected ones and get the most significant revelations first by clicking the Join button below. You've rooted yourself in a strong sense of self-worth, like a powerful oak holding steadfast against the strongest storm. In fact, everything that comes your way now does so with magnetic ease. They threw you some withered breadcrumbs, which you let go, and you created new channels for riches to flow in that courageous deed. When you refused their small gifts, you kindled a beacon of pure purpose, and the universe responded by guiding tenfold returns into your life. The money that previously poured into their empty coffers has now looped back to you, flooding the reservoirs you constructed from steadfast no's. Like iron to a magnet, fortune is drawn to you when your brilliance shines through the mist of compromise. Every time you refuse to accept anything less than the best, you sowed the seeds of dignity that grew into fields of possibility. Because you put your dignity above their crumbs and unlocked the floodgates of heavenly sustenance, wealth doesn't just flow toward you, it floods in torrents. Now, your faith in something bigger than yourself is signed on every bank deposit, unforeseen check, and unexpected windfall. Your brilliant example serves as a reminder to everyone who watches that when you stand strong in your truth, unfazed by fear, you become a live example of the power of rejecting smallness. You speak a language of, "I deserve more," and the world responds, "Here it comes." Continue to believe. Continue to proclaim your value and observe as rivers of wealth continue to pour into the wells you have dug with your brave no. Like an experienced sailor interpreting the stars in a storm-tossed sky, you realize that each "sorry, we can't keep you" was less a rejection and more a divine rerouting, an invisible hand that adjusted your course toward more prosperous and purposeful areas. Those slammed doors didn't stop your flow, any more than a powerful torrent that burrows new courses when a dam fails. They unlocked opportunities you had never experienced before. That decision turned out to be nothing more than the catalyst for your biggest rise when they marked career over on your dossier. Once inflated by the praise of others, your pride gradually deflated into humility, leveling the runway for the realization of your aspirations. Your vision honed like a sword in a mastersmith's forge, in that hallowed empty space, piercing uncertainty and bewilderment to unveil a clear way ahead. The universe pushed play on your wealth trajectory with every unexpected turn, opening doors of riches that had been closed until your soul shouted, "Enough is enough." Those abrupt goodbyes you previously dreaded turned into glittering gateways to worlds beyond their wildest dreams. Every unexpected detour led you to resources, friends, and mentors who were precisely suited to your changing destiny. What seemed to be the end was really a triumphal entry, a special invitation to enter through gates that were only available to the brave, the devoted, and the selected. You felt the earth under you change as you passed through. The air around you buzzed with potential, and your heart grew with the realization that you were just where you were supposed to be. You discovered that being uprooted from their limitations gave you new nutrients, new views, renewed enthusiasm, and a reservoir of faith that no earthly tribunal could ever touch, much like an old oak that was removed just to grow stronger in better soil. Your determination became as refined as burnished bronze with each no you accumulated. Each sealed hallway you came across only led you to secret stairs leading up to the highest levels of power and effect. With eyes burning with the brightness of someone who has discovered that failures are only preludes to breakthroughs, you now stand on the precipice of your next chapter. It's a clear message. The seeds of your achievement have only been sown by those who believe they had buried you under their dismissals. Continue moving ahead. Continue to rely on that quiet, little voice to lead you beyond their expectations. The universe opened 1,000 doors for every one they slammed in your face, all of them calling you to take use of the wealth of your divine birthright. You transform every failure into a blueprint for success, just as a skilled gardener transforms rough soil into a flourishing vineyard. With the roar of a lion's heartbeat, your resolve responded to their murmurs of doubt in the dimly lit corridors. Each trap they set served as a lesson in how to retreat gracefully. Your spirit became an impenetrable barrier as a result of every conspiracy against you. You've seen their secret operations disperse like fall foliage in an unexpected windstorm, only to witness each piece come together under your feet like stepping stones directly into plenty. Those deliberately placed potholes on your way, you turn them into underground passageways that take you straight to your prize. Their efforts to sap your vitality, bounce off your armor of purpose, and serve as driving forces for your rise. Fire and resistance have cultivated a fiery mastery that no sterile workshop or glitzy lecture could ever offer. You were honed in the furnace of hardship rather than just taught. Your ability to negotiate improved with each scathing remark they hurled at you. New avenues of influence were revealed by each locked door you forcefully opened with heavenly intervention. The universe was informed that your sovereignty is unassailable by each elegant departure from their malfunctioning systems. Your triumphs were engraved into your bones by the same storms they meant to drown you in, not by diplomas or corporate awards. You wore it as an honorific when they threw mud at your name. You escaped their hold and flew on currents they couldn't even sense, while they attempted to tame your spirit with false assurances of safety. Think of your failures like rough chunks of marble. Every strike that was intended to break you, instead, brought forth a new aspect of your inner jewel. The hammers of adversity and the chisels of criticism simply sharpened your image, revealing a monument of fortitude that endures in the face of crumbling facades. Your most traumatic events served as the foundation for your future empire. You've learned the art of strategic quiet from every whispered insult. Every planned collapse has taught you the formula for quick recovery. You navigate life with the ease of a seasoned maestro, leading symphonies of comeback riffs. Where they put obstacles, you planted seeds of possibility. You reaped fields of credibility where they sowed misinformation. You now serve as a live example that real authority isn't granted by titles or approved by councils. It is created in the crucible of unwavering action and unadulterated faith. Your experience demonstrates that wealth comes to those who refuse to compromise their moral character, who utilize every challenge as a springboard, and who see every failure as a turning point in the divine process, leading to a destiny that is much bigger than any plan they could ever sketch. Now is the moment to click YouTube's Super Thank You button and spread the word about God's blessings. With a gift of $100 or more, you may join this holy mission and help forward His purpose. God's generosity is evident in every present, And I have no doubt that you will get much more than you could have ever imagined. Never forget that His blessing and protection accompany every action you do and every gift you make. His divine purpose becomes a part of you. You are a powerful, bright being that is as unbreakable as His powerful rock. Observe the marvels of God. With boldness and confidence, light up the world and feel the blessings of your giving in your spirit. May you be blessed and follow the Lord's light. The world awaits the masterpieces you create from the parts they once threw away. So keep moving ahead, chosen one. Your narrative is the headline screaming emancipation over the horizon, not a footnote in their ledger of mediocrity. And remember this as you keep turning every setback into a springboard. The exact plan they devised to block your light has now turned into the prism that allows the masses to see your shining truth. Raise your head, speak with confidence, and let your light to lead every person who is still trapped in their labyrinth of lies. You are now impenetrable, unstoppable, and completely unmatched, the living blueprint of success itself. Think of your escape as a strong tree that never breaks despite bending in the wind. The ground where you would stand solid was revealed with each backward step, which was a divinely inspired approach. After that, you move pieces on a cosmic chessboard by executing retreats like a grandmaster. Each calculated retreat served as intelligence collection, mapping out the exact location of your unavoidable victory. It was a declaration of your God-given worth and timing, not a confession of failure, to leave those stuffy chambers. Every door that was smashed turned into a drumbeat as you marched toward your fate. The cosmos was preparing the path for you with each falling board. Those alleged losses? They served as little more than practice runs for your next masterpiece, honing your intuition and fortifying your determination. If you sense God's presence, you may join the first selected ones and get the most significant revelations first by clicking the Join button below. By turning your back on their inert systems, you were lifted onto runways of possibilities they were unable to see by invisible currents of favor. Even their toughest fortifications disintegrated at your touch, as your thoughts blazed like lamps in the darkness they attempted to create.